Now is the time for Sayadaw to give Ovada, the admonishment talk, and it may take about half an hour. In previous years, we all welcome our Asian relatives, world relatives, and samsara relatives, to whom we are related in three ways. And Sayadaw gave help to these yogis who came in order to keep the Satīpatthana Dhamma blood within themselves, so that there will be the Dhamma family who are born in the Satīpatthana blood. So Sayadaw is very glad to give the help to the yogis so that their Dhamma blood will be nicely warm, nicely circulated, and to keep their Dhamma mature. And Sayadaw hopes that in the future as well he will be able to give help to the Dhamma relatives. And Sayadaw hopes to give help to other people from other parts of the world, so that the Dhamma will overwhelm the world, and to keep the Dhamma blood mature. And earlier on, Sayadaw explained that the Dhamma is compared to the blood group O, which can fit into any other blood group. So Sayadaw hopes to give Dhamma help to everyone, just like giving the blood O to other people of any other blood group. Sayadaw feels glad to be encouraging the yogis to practice. And why is it that he feels glad to give the encouragement to the yogis? So the yogis who are here, they understand that as much there is Satīpatthana Dhamma blood within themselves, circulating warmly, nicely, then they will be the mental health and the physical health. So Sayadaw wanted the Dhamma relatives to keep their Dhamma blood warm, nicely circulating in themselves. And the example is given here. If the blood congeals, if there are blood clots, it is harmful to the health. In the same way, Sayadaw also encouraged the yogis to practice hard so that the Dhamma blood in our Dhamma relatives will not congeal, will not become blood clot, but to keep the Dhamma blood nicely circulating within ourselves. So as much the blood circulates in the body, the physical health will be good. In the same way, keeping the Dhamma blood nicely warm, circulating in ourselves, there will be spiritual health. So Sayadaw encourages all the yogis that when you return home, to give time for the daily practice in order to keep the Dhamma blood warm, in order to keep the Dhamma blood nicely circulating within yourself. Among the blood groups, any other blood groups can accept the blood group O to be transfused into them. So the blood group O is very special. It is the world blood donator, the universal donor. The blood group O is considered as universal donor, as the blood group O can be transfused to anyone of any blood group. So it is important to practice Sotapanna meditation so that one will have the Dhamma blood group O within the person, as well as to spread to one's family, country, to one's surrounding. So Sayadaw encourages the yogis to practice diligently, and even if you have not met your goal in this retreat, Sayadaw encourages the yogis to practice, keep on practicing, to come to the next retreat so that you can practice in order to reach your goal. After Buddha gained enlightenment, when there were 60 monks in the order, Buddha encouraged the monks to travel. And Buddha encouraged the monks to travel not in twos. Buddha encouraged them to travel Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya. Monks are encouraged to travel for the benefit of the worldly beings, for their happiness. So when it is said that monks have to travel for the benefits and happiness of the worldly beings, it is not for the worldly business, but it is for the Dhamma business and Dhamma benefits. So in order to help them to practice the three trainings, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. The Vitekama Kilesa, transgressive defilements, can be overcome by practicing Sila Sikha, morality training. And the defilements can be prevented, suppressed by Samadhi Sikha, concentration training. In order to uproot latent, dormant defilements, in order to remove, abandon the defilements, Panya Sikha, wisdom training, has to be practiced. Sila, Samadhi, Panya, the three trainings of morality, concentration, and wisdom, are the most important true benefit of the being. And by practicing the three trainings, one will be morally uplifted, one will be happy, and one will prosper. So by practicing the three trainings, one will be happy, one will have well-being, both in the mind and the body. So that's why Buddha encouraged the monks to travel in order to teach the worldly beings the practice of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom, in order to bring the benefit for the worldly beings. Ratanataya Pakasanata, meaning monks should travel in order to show the virtue of the triple gem, the virtue of the Buddha, virtue of the Dhamma, and the virtue of the Sangha. But in the West, people have weakness in giving respect to person or being. So as Sayadaw has been traveling for many years, Sayadaw has been traveling in order to show the virtue of the Dhamma to the yogis from other parts of the world. So Sayadaw had not seen Sayadaw had not seen a greater number of yogis abroad as seen now here. So without having to travel, Sayadaw can give help to the yogis who come here to practice, and Sayadaw feels happy to give the Dhamma help to the yogis who came and practiced here. So Sayadaw is happy to give Dhamma help so as to encourage them to practice, to gain knowledge, and in order to keep the Dhamma blood nicely circulating in these yogis, and to put it in the worldly way, Sayadaw thanks the yogis who came and practiced here in this meditation retreat. And Sayadaw is grateful to the yogis for coming here to practice, and in the future as well, Sayadaw expects to have this happiness of being able to give help to the yogis who come here to practice diligently in the retreat. They are the words virtue, quality, standard. So guna means good quality, good ability, good standard. So they are the qualities and abilities concerning with the worldly sense, in the worldly sense, and they are also the quality, the ability that is concerning with the Dhamma. So the quality, the ability that is concerning in the worldly way is not as special. But the quality, the ability of the Dhamma that keeps the person not inferior, not degraded, uplifting the person so that the person will be uplifted, the person will have good quality, good ability, good virtue. It is more precious. When the person is uplifted, the person will be virtuous. So in order to be virtuous, one should practice the Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom, in order to keep one's bodily behavior, verbal behavior, mental behavior to be pure, clean, gentle, and lovable. Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom, has to be practiced so as to refrain, cure, suppress, and uproot the defilement, so that one will become virtuous. Practicing Satipatthana meditation, one will be fulfilling Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom. One will be uplifted, and one becomes virtuous. The person's body, speech, and mind will be blameless, pure, clean, gentle, peaceful, and lovable, and the person is uplifted. The person has good quality, ability, and virtue, and the person will be beautiful with the virtues. So yogis who come here to practice Satipatthana meditation according to the teachings of the Buddha, Sayadaw is very glad to give the Dhamma help to all these yogis in order for them to practice, in order for them to be virtuous with pure, clean, physical, verbal, and mental behavior. There is the Dhamma, which has good quality, which is virtuous, and the Adhamma is opposite of Dhamma, non-Dhamma, that has bad consequences. Buddha said, Nahi Dhammo Adhammoja Ubosama Vipakino Adhammo Nirayaneti Dhammo Papetu Sugate, meaning that Dhamma and Adhamma do not have equal results. Adhamma, the non-Dhamma, leads the person to lower existences which are inferior. And the Dhamma leads the person to good assistances. So one should not be walking on the path of adhamma, but one should be performing wholesomeness which brings benefits. In order to have a guarantee in life, in order to be continuously virtuous, in order to have virtue all the time, one needs to practice Sotapanna meditation in order to purify the mind so that one will become mature and complete. So in order to be mature and complete, one should practice Sotapanna meditation to at least becoming a Sotapanna, the stream enterer, by realizing the Nibbana. So Sayadaw encourages everyone to keep on practicing Sotapanna meditation in order to be at least the stream enterer. By practicing Sotapanna meditation, one Vipassana will become mature, and one will be removing Lobha Khanda, the big lump of greed, wanting. One will be removing Dosa Khanda, the big lump of anger, aversion, hatred. One will be removing Moha Khanda, the big lump of delusion. And removing the greed, anger, and delusion, one will finally uproot these defilements, and one will become a Sotapanna, the stream enterer. As the person becomes a stream enterer, Sotapanna, one will never be inferior or degraded, and one will never commit wrongdoing with extreme Lobha, Dosa, and Moha.
ဆိုလိုတာကတော့ဒီတရားအထုလို့ဝိပဿနာဉာဏ်ကြီးပြည့်စုံပြီးတော့သောတာပန်ဖြစ်သွားလို့ရှိရဲ့အဲဒီသောတာပတ္တိမက္ခခုနလောဘဒေါသမောဟကိလေသာအစိုက်ခဲတွေကိုညစ်ညစ်ကြည့်အောင်ဖောက်ခွဲဖြစ်စီလိုက်တယ်။ဒီကောကမပေဘူးတဲ့ကိလေသာအစိုက်ခဲတွေကိုကြည်ပွားတော့ဖြစ်စီခြင်းဂုဏ်ကြီးရဲ့ဂုဏ်ကြီးအဲဒီဂုဏ်ကြီးနဲ့ပြည့်စုံတဲ့သောတာပတ္တိမရတဲ့အထိ
By practicing Sotapanna meditation, when knowledge becomes mature, one can become a Sotapanna stream enterer by attaining Sotapattimagga, the first path knowledge. Attaining the first path knowledge, one can remove the extreme form of Lobha, Dosa, and Moha, greed, anger, and delusion. So may you all able to practice Sotapanna meditation at least till one becomes the Sotapanna. So the immediate benefit of becoming a Sotapanna is that one can remove the extreme form of Lobha, Dosa, and Moha. And also there are other results of becoming a Sotapanna. If one has not removed the extreme form of Lobha, then one will be in the current of suffering. One will be in the rounds of Kilesavata, Kamavata, and Vipagavata, round of defilement, rounds of deeds, and round of resultants. In this way, the person will be in the current of suffering, so long as one has not uprooted the extreme defilement. One will be drowned in the vast ocean of suffering if one has not become a Sotapanna. By becoming a Sotapanna, the assistances are limited to a maximum of 7 lives. A Sotapanna has a maximum of 7 existences to be followed. For the Sotapanna who has attained jhana, will be reborn as a Brahma and will not come back to the sensual realm. And the second benefit is Sabba Apaya Dwarani Pitahati. A Sotapanna has totally closed the door to Apaya, the lower existences, where there is no benefit or no prosperity at all. So in this way, becoming a Sotapanna, the person has totally shut the door to the lower existences, and it is said that the person has gained guarantee in life. The third benefit is that one will be endowed with the 7 possessions or 7 kinds of wealth, becoming a Sotapanna. The material wealth, the material possessions do not last long. They are not permanent. As a Sotapanna, one gains the wealth or the possession of Saddha, faith and confidence, as faith and confidence has become firm and unshakable. This is the first kind of wealth or the possession endowed by the Sotapanna. And the second is Siladhana. A Sotapanna keeps the 5 precepts unbroken, unshaken, unbreached, and thus the person has firm precepts. Hiri and Ottappattana. A Sotapanna is endowed with the wealth of Hiri and Ottappa, moral shame and moral fear from wrongdoing. Suddhatana, the wealth of knowledge, general knowledge. And Jagatana, when the person comes to practice according to the theory, one can give up the defilements that has been following throughout the life. Another way, Jagatana can mean giving up, sharing material things with others with great generosity. And Panyadana, the wealth of wisdom, which is most important. So in this way, the Sotapanna will be endowed with 7 kinds of wealth or 7 kinds of these possessions. Even if one may be poor, even if one may have the hardship in earning, making a living, but by practicing Satipatthana meditation, by becoming a Sotapanna, one will be endowed with Ariya Ucca, one will be endowed with a noble wealth, noble possession. The material wealth, material possessions are not permanent. The person who owns the material possessions are also not permanent. As a Sotapanna, the noble wealth, the noble possessions follow the person, whoever is endowed with the noble wealth.
Dhamma Saraga Ayu Samara Yuja Mara Apyo Mara Along Mara Tamuayang Mara Josamu Mara Tarita Mara Susaimu Mara Validama Misa Didi Misa Ingava Mija Waja Mija Kamanda Mija Ajiva Mija Wayama Mija Tati Mija Tamari Validama Eraibo. And you have your Mishida Guru to the sort of
By practicing Sotapanna meditation to a satisfactory level, one has fulfilled the 3 trainings, which consist of the 8 factors, and one will be on Sammamagga, one is on the right path. By practicing on the right path, one will reach the destination. Keeping on walking on the right path, one reaches the destination, the path will not be ruined. Atthindikam Meccamakam Vajahati. By becoming a Sotapanna, one will never be on the wrong path. The wrong path consists of wrong view, wrong application of the mind, and then wrongful speech, wrongful action, wrongful livelihood, wrongful effort, wrongful mindfulness, and wrongful concentration. So such wrongful factors will totally be removed by becoming a Sotapanna. And the 5th benefit is Sabbavera Vupasameti. One extinguishes the internal enmity and the external danger. Vera means enmity and Vaya means the fear or the danger. Akusala Vera are the enmity in the form of unwholesomeness and defilement. And Pogala Vera are the enemies that are in the form of person or being. Akusala, the unwholesomeness, are the enmity of the defilement, Lobha, Dosa, Moha. And the internal enmity is more frightening than the external enemy. Internal enmity makes the person inferior and degraded. And if there is Lobha, Dosa, Moha, there will be selfishness, foolishness, and it is the internal enmity. Not being free from internal enmity, one commits wrongdoing by body, speech, and mind, and one meets the 4 kinds of danger: Attanuvada Bhaya, self-blame and self-criticism; Paranuvada Bhaya, being blamed by the wife. If the person is neglected by the society because of his or her wrongdoing, then it will be a loss. Not being able to overcome the internal enmity, one commits wrongdoings that are against the law, and one can get punished by the authorities, Dandabhaya. One has the danger of being punished. And as a result, hurting others, the others will take revenge, and the others will take revenge in the present. Due to the bad volition, the person will be reborn in lower existences. So these 4 dangers will arise. Failing to overcome the internal enmity. So it is very important to extinguish the internal enmity so that one will be free from harm and danger. Shortly, the Verabhaya means the breaking of 5 precepts. As a Sotapanna, one will not be breaking the 5 precepts. One will refrain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and taking intoxicants. By keeping the 5 precepts, one controls oneself, one is peaceful in one's own world, as well as guarding, protecting others from being hurt. Keeping the 5 precepts, one will not be hurting or harming others, and thus the others are protected from being hurt. Practicing the 5 precepts, one is morally uplifted, as well as protecting others from being hurt, and it is the true peacefulness, and one will be contributing to the peace in the world. If the adhamma, non-dhamma are overwhelming, there will be illnesses. Amanusa, people are called human, but they are inhumane. They are inventing various kinds of ammunition, weapons. They are fighting among groups, fighting among countries. There is disaster. Dukkha, there is starvation, where the food becomes scarce. When the morality of people deteriorates, then as a result, the food becomes scarce, there is starvation, and so on. Practicing Sotapanna meditation, one will overcome internal enmity, and thus there will be freedom from harm and danger. If more of the people practice Sotapanna meditation, if the majority of the people in the world practice Sotapanna meditation, one will not have to be fearful about atomic bomb or the nuclear bomb. So one sure way to be peaceful is to overcome the internal enmity and to be free from harm and danger. So in the Metta chanting, there is Avira Hontu, meaning may the beings be free from internal enmity and may they be free from harm and danger. So it is most effective way of sending Metta, radiating Metta to others. May they be free from internal enmity, harm and danger. If one is not free from internal enmity, there will be mental distress and physical suffering. By overcoming the internal enmity, both the physical suffering and mental distress will automatically be removed. And there is one more thing. There can be burden of keeping oneself to be healthy, so one also has to radiate Metta. May they be able to take care of themselves with ease and comfort. And the 6th benefit is Samma Sambuddhassa Orasa Bhavam Upaneti. By practicing Sotapanna meditation, one becomes the true disciple, true son and daughter of the Buddha. Failing to practice Sotapanna meditation, the person will not be fulfilling the 3 Sikha, Sila, Samadhi and Panya. By practicing Sila, Samadhi and Panya, one will be purified, one will be high and noble. Ariya means high and noble. Practicing Sotapanna meditation, one becomes high and noble, and one becomes the true Savaka, true disciple, true son and daughter of the Buddha by practicing according to the teaching. Practicing Sotapanna meditation, one removes the kilesa defilements, and one's body and speech will become pure and clean. Removing the apaya-related defilements, one becomes an ariya, a noble person. Becoming a noble person, one is said to be a true disciple, true savaka, meaning one is a true disciple son, one is a true disciple daughter of the Buddha by practicing according to the teachings of the Buddha. There are also other benefits of Satipatthana practice. Anyesancha anekasatana anisansana patilabhaya bhavatati. Meaning that by becoming a Sotapanna, there are hundreds of benefits. So if all these benefits are to be explained, it will not even end after the whole day of talk. So by practicing Satipatthana meditation, one becomes a Sotapanna, one gains immediate benefits as well as the hundreds of other benefits. What is most important of all is to remove the defilements by the practice of Satipatthana to the point of no return. So by practicing the Satipatthana meditation, one gains the immediate benefit of removing the defilements and realizing the Nibbana as well as other hundreds of benefits. So as a human being, while meeting the teachings of the Buddha, may you all be able to practice Satipatthana meditation at least till one becomes a Sotapanna, the stream enterer, so that one will never be degraded or inferior. So Sayadaw encourages all the yogis to practice until at least becoming a Sotapanna. And with this encouragement, Sayadaw concludes the talk for the successful completion ceremony. Sadhu, 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 sadhu.